The area of the country, which is located in the south of the Korean peninsula in the east of Asia, is only 100,363 square kilometers. The country's only border neighbor, North Korea, is the Korean neutral zone between the two countries, which is considered the most dangerous border in the world. Although there is a north-south divide in the world, both North Korea and South Korea see themselves as the rulers of the Korean peninsula. That's why the official name of the country is the Republic of Korea. The country is a populated country in proportion to its surface area, as it has a lot of mountainous regions geographically. Its total population is about 52 million. With a population of 11 million, its capital city, Seoul, is the sixth most densely populated city in the world. South Korea's mixed economy ranks 10th nominal and 13th purchasing power parity GDP in the world, identifying it as one of the G20 major economies. It is a developed country with a high-income economy and is the most industrialized member country of the OECD. Korean is the official language of South Korea and is classified by most linguists as a language isolate. It incorporates a significant number of loanwords from Chinese. Korean uses an indigenous writing system called Hangul, created in 1446 by King Sejong, to provide a convenient alternative to the classical Chinese Hanja characters that were difficult to learn and did not fit the Korean language well. Korea has a big problem. It is the country with the lowest fertility rate. In short, the country is facing a declining population in the future. While the average fertility rate in the world is 2.5, it is 1.1 in South Korea and continues to decline over the years. If the situation continues like this, it is estimated that the population of the country will decrease by half in 80 years. Parents who pay incredible amounts of money for education postpone having a child due to reasons such as high cost of living and intense work schedule. The interesting thing is that the country's problem was the opposite, namely rapid population growth, and it was reduced by family planning campaigns. Today, the state provides at least 500,000 won monthly financial support to pregnant women to encourage childbearing, and these supports continue until a certain age after the child is born. However, despite all efforts, the birth rate declined to 1.05%. In order for the country to maintain the current population order, this ratio must be at least 2.1%. The country does not have an official religion, and 56% of the population does not belong to any religion. South Korea is one of the countries with the most homogeneous population on the planet. Korean currency is South Korean won. It is forbidden to smoke on the streets, not only indoors. There are special areas for smoking. Meanwhile, some local restaurants and cafes in the country are not allowed to enter foreigners in order not to spoil the environment. Speaking of tradesmen, big markets and shopping malls are closed on the second and fourth Sundays of the month in order to enable small markets and markets to sell. There is a lot of air pollution in the country. This layer of dust is a serious problem for those living in the country. They leave the house or use masks, depending on how dense the dust layer is. The capital, Seoul, is the 8th safest city in the world. The country has cameras installed all over the country. Cameras must be present in cars. Although people sometimes complain about this situation, this reliability is thanks to the cameras. There are no trash cans on the streets, except for recycling bins in certain places. Garbage has to be sorted for recycling. South Korea is considered the capital of plastic surgery. It is the country with the highest number of plastic surgeries per capita in the world. The most common procedures are skin whitening, nose and chin surgery, and eye enlargement surgery. 25% of Korean mothers direct their children to plastic surgery. Beauty is very important in the job market. 28.5% of job seekers had plastic surgery to find a job. Those who cannot find a job blame their appearance as the reason. If we look at Korean culture, they use shaking hands, waving or leaning slightly forward instead of gestures such as hugging and kissing in daily life. Calling elders by their names is considered very disrespectful in Korea, even if there is an age difference. People usually become friends with their peers. At family dinners, no one starts until the oldest person at the table eats. Koreans use their own age system, which they call the Korean age. According to their culture, 9 months in the womb are counted as 1 year and babies are considered 1 year old when they are born. Also, regardless of their birthday, they take 1 year old every New Year's Eve. Their food culture is quite different from world standards. They have a dish called sanachi where they eat live octopus. Eating with a smack is not a sign of disrespect, it's a sign that they like the food. Tipping is prohibited. Koreans take off their shoes in schools, homes, and even in some cafes. Its schools have a multidisciplinary system. Students are not allowed to make different hairstyles. According to 2019 data, South Korea has the most successful education system after Finland. Unlike the Finnish education system, the South Korean education system has long lessons that start early in the morning. Going to school around 7 to 8 in the morning. Students leave school around 10 to 11 in the evening. 70% of the students say that they experience insomnia. The intensity in education systems continues in business life. They see work as a lifestyle. Because of these, it is one of the countries with the highest suicide rate. Game addiction is also common in South Korea. Children under the age of 16 are not allowed to play between midnight and 6:00 at night. South Korea is one of the world's leading countries in robot technology. Koreans believe the number 4 is unlucky. In fact, in some elevators, you will see that the 4th floor is given another letter instead of 4. South Korea has a technologically advanced transport network consisting of high-speed railways, highways, bus routes, ferry services, and air routes that crisscross the country. In addition to domestic consumption, South Korea has a thriving entertainment industry where various facets of South Korean entertainment, including television dramas, films, and popular music, has generated significant financial revenues for the nation's economy. The cultural phenomenon known as Hallyu, or the Korean Wave, has swept many countries across Asia, making South Korea a major soft power as an exporter of popular culture and entertainment, rivaling Western nations such as the United States and the United Kingdom. South Korea is a much bigger country than what I described. If you like the video and want to learn more, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.